If you tend to get a little careless with the keyboard, lucky for you, Muse has built-in spell check features to help get yourself back on track. Now, you shouldn't always rely on spell check because occasionally words might slip through that are actually spelled correctly, but don't really fit exactly where they're supposed to go. So it's always a great idea to read your copy before you publish. But if you do make a mistake, Muse does have a built-in spell check engine that allows you to see where your misspellings are and at least go and review them before you publish them. Let's take a look. Double-click on the About Me page, and you'll notice on the About Me page, let me grab my selection tool and we'll pan down a little bit, that we have several misspelled words indicated with the red squiggly line. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the words are misspelled. It just means that the words you've typed, Muse doesn't have currently in its dictionary. And there are some proper names and things like that Muse won't have in its dictionary, and you may have to tell it that you need it to have that in its dictionary going forward so that it ignores it after the fact. In order to start using this, you can go to the Edit menu and go down to Spelling and make sure Dynamic Spelling has a check mark next to it. If it doesn't have a check mark next to it, then that means spell check is off. So for instance, if I turn that off, you notice the red squiggles go away. Going back to the Edit menu and turning it back on brings them right back. Now, I said before that you can add things to Muse's dictionary to make it understand what exactly you're trying to type, and so that it knows that certain things like proper names are not misspelled words. So one of the first things I do, because I have sort of an unusual last name, is I always go into the spelling in the user dictionary, and I add in my name. So I'll just add in Seeley, S-E-E-L-E-Y, and hit Add, and that way that is in there. And so I'll hit Done. And now, if I were to come out here and type out my name, I'll just come to the end of this, type out Seeley, you notice there that there's no red squiggly line, indicating that Muse recognizes this because I added it to the dictionary, making it very easy for me to make sure that no proper names are ever misconstrued as misspelled words. Now, if you want to correct the actual misspellings in your document, just right-click on the word and then find the proper substitution and click on it. So in this case, I select Passion, Photographic, Creative. Now, Wedding is going to be a little bit of a different story. Watch what happens when I right-click on Wedding. See all of the different things that pop up? You actually have to go looking for Wedding in here, and it should be about 3 or 4 down. And when you find it, there you go. Everything's good. Right-click and Computer. And so from there, everything looks pretty good. So as you can see, it's kind of a tedious process. So if you have long documents, you might want to think about doing spell check in another application before bringing your document into Adobe Muse. But if you're just dealing with small bits of text and you can deal with the red squiggly lines, just go ahead and use the built-in spell check in Muse. It's very good, and it can really help you make sure that your copy is the best it can possibly be before you put it online.